Well, this week, the Association of Builders and Contractors was awarded the 2020 Pledge to America's Workers Presidential Award based on its achievements in workforce education and fulfilling its 2018 pledge to recruit and upskill at least 500,000 workers by 2023. I want to bring in Greg Sizemore, the Vice President of the association, for more. Hi, Greg. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you.
And to start off, tell us a little bit more about the work that ABC has done to earn this recognition from the White House.
Well, first and foremost, let me just say how much of an honor it was to be actually in the inaugural suite of folks that received the Presidential's Award. It was a very fascinating day for us to really highlight that our association, 21,000 members in this industry, and our 69 chapters and training affiliates of over 1,400 was able to educate and upskill 1.1 million course attendees. And we were actually able to educate them in safety and in leadership and their craft skills education. Those same members invested $1.5 billion in this education because our goal was to make sure that we had a construction workforce that was safe and highly skilled and very productive. So it was an honor to fulfill and exceed the actual pledge to the president.
How have the changes that have been enacted under the Trump administration so far helped ABC ramp up your investment in the American workforce?
That's a great question. And you know, as long as I've been an adult, I've never seen in my lifetime the amount of effort that an administration under the Trump administration has put out to raise awareness about career technical education. Everything from carpentry to culinary, all of these obstacles that were once seen in the workplace as you have to go to college, now we've got career technical and we've leveled that field, and the administration's done a great job of doing that. So I believe it opened the gates for people to really kind of pursue a career in career technical education, and therefore we had those individuals coming up to our training centers and our network of training affiliates out there.
Your association represents builders and contractors across the country. Construction was, of course, deemed an essential service in most states amid the coronavirus pandemic. How has their business, though, been impacted by COVID-19?
Well, as you said, I think it's very important. We were essential. It caused us to do several things as an industry. One, we had to look at our safety protocols and make sure that we had the health component or the hygiene component into our everyday practices, more so than we ever had before in the midst of this pandemic. So many contractors had to pump the brakes just a little bit to really look at their processes and their systems to ensure that the employees' safety as well as their individual health was taken care of and of the utmost priority. We believe that the contractors were able to do that, and the owner community came into this and said, we're going to give you those opportunities to really self-evaluate and really analyze what you need to do to ensure safety on our job sites. It also affected the way we delivered our education. We had to call a pivot very, very quickly, Greta, that helped us go to a virtual classroom. Whereas we were traditionally instructor-led, now we were able to deliver this education via an online platform. So not only were the contractors affected by it, certainly the training affiliates and the training chapters were as well.
The home building industry and construction as a whole has been particularly impacted by surging lumber prices during this pandemic. Average price is up 170% since April. What have you heard about that issue from members of your association?
Well, as you can imagine, when you begin to think about a pandemic and typically the impact on shipping and receiving across countries and commodities, you know, the supply chain is going to be something that we have to pay attention to. And I think in certain industries or certain market segments, the home builders I don't really speak to. Associated Builders and Contractors focuses on the commercial build and the industrial side of the house. But let me just say this, that the supply chain is something that all of us are looking at for our vendors and our suppliers to help us get the commodities and the quantities that we need. So while demand may be pent up, In the construction industry, we really didn't realize that because, again, it was deemed essential and we had to keep those projects going.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.